Hey, what's up guys? I'm Noah and welcome back to another video. Sorry, my throat is a little dry. um, so I thought that today we could talk about the story about Abel and Cain. This story is I think like a pretty important part, and I think there's something I really want to go through. So first we're going to read the story of Abel and Cain, and then we're going to explain the significance about it. All right. All right. So we're not going to read everything. We'll read up to um we'll we'll read up to 16. All right. Adam lay with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." Later, she gave birth to his brother Abel. Now, Abel kept flocks, and Cain worked the soil. In the course of time, Cain brought some of the fruits of the soil as an offering to the Lord, but Abel brought fat portions from some of the firstborn of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not look with favor. So Cain was very angry, and his face was downcast. And the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must master it." Now Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" "I don't know," he replied. "Am I my brother's keeper?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you're under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." But the Lord said to him, "Not so. If anyone kills Cain, he will suffer vengeance 7 times over." And the Lord put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. So Cain went out from the Lord's presence and lived in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Okay, so the main part that I want to focus on is Cain's anger. When I was first reading this, I kind of wondered, I kind of thought, well, Cain has a right to be angry, right? Cain, they're probably maybe some of the first, a few of the human beings on Earth, and I thought Cain had a right to be angry. So, and then I read this verse that my friend told me. So, actually, in Hebrews 11:4-5, it mentions the story of Cain again. And listen what it says. Hebrews 11:4-5. By faith, Abel offered God a better sacrifice than Cain did. So, what does this mean? Abel put more in effort than Cain did, but because his heart was filled with anger, jealousy, he killed his brother. What I mean is Abel put more time and brought a better offering to God, and Cain didn't. He didn't work as hard as Abel, and Cain was disappointed because he wanted to be treated. But what's interesting here is it says again, "If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door." I think it kind of proves how much pride we all have, in general. Sometimes we are wrong, but we want to work so hard to prove that we're right. And here it says, "If you do what is right, we will not be accepted. But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door." And it's kind of I think it's kind of like a pride we have, why can't we just have this? Why can't, I know I did this, but why can't I why can't I have the same chances as doing, why can't you be treated fairly, essentially? And I think the question is basically do what is right, because then you will be accepted and you will be treated fairly. But if you do not do what is right, then there will be consequences. And I think that's one thing that really opened me, is that if you do what is right, then you will be equal. But if you do not do what is right, then there will be consequences. So I think that's an important reminder for us, and that really opened me, and and that really shape me and making my future decisions. So I think it really helps me a lot. Yeah. So I think it's a really great verse. There's a lot more to get into it, and I didn't read the whole verse, but I think that'll be all for this video. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I have another video that's gonna not necessarily be Bible related, but it's gonna be a fun one. So I hope a lot of you guys will be there. Thank you so much, and hope to see you soon. Bye.